Hey, everybody. It is Tim Gillette. And we're back here for another episode of the Tim Gillette Show. So, hey, this is a show where it's not about me. It's actually about some of the coolest people I know on the planet. All right. And they are providing solutions for people like you out there right now. Today's guest is no different. All right. My friend Cheryl. All right. I've known her online. I want to say probably 8 or 9 years. I think we've known each other online. We met in person, I think, 2014, 15, right about the time she met her husband, Matt. Just saying, it was right about the same time she met Matt that we actually met in person. And we've been connected throughout the years. We know a lot of the very similar people in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We were both in online marketing, but she's into something new today, which really, really got my attention. And I really, really want to bring her on and talk about it. So let's bring Cheryl on here. Hello, Cheryl. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, Tim. I appreciate it.
You bet, man. It is, it's cool that I finally get you on my show, first of all right?
Okay, so my lines get crossed a lot. What can I tell you? There's always something bubbling up.
And it's interesting that, we connected because you were in the PR world. I think that's how we originally we connected on social media. Okay. And then we met in person because I was renovating one of my rentals and your boyfriend then, Matt.
No, he was my boyfriend at the time. Oh my gosh.
He was now your husband, but Matt basically is like, I've got a guy who can help you with that, Tim. And I'm like, send him on over.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing. He's an electrician, but thank God, because with the whole Corona world we live in, he's keeping us alive, because there's not a lot, as you know, for that PR. Like, who needs PR and marketing right now? I mean, it's and political people.
Yeah, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah. And I'm sure, and there's political conversations that you and I could get in that are hilarious as hell.
We're not.
We won't go there.
We're not going to go there. I know better.
Anyway, so first of all, tell my audience a little bit about your background. All right, Cheryl, where is it that you got into PR and why? And then we'll get into what you're doing now.
Okay, first of all, I didn't plug my mic in, which is kind of funny, but I'm sure you can hear me. I'm loud. Oh wow. Short version of a long story. I'm a New Yorker, moved here in my teens with my family, obviously. My dad had gotten transferred. Worked in TV the first 15, 18 years of my life. One-man banded report. Back in the day, you learned shooting, editing, and reporting. Like, you did it all yourself. So I did all that in small markets, worked in the Dallas-Fort Worth market for many years. And then my son came and I did my little old-fashioned Italian, moved back and, didn't work, and took care of my baby because that's what we do. And then I started freelancing, and I started with my own company, and I just started had great clients, did some great events, had a lot of fun. And then, life moves on, and you look in the mirror one day and you're like, what am I doing? So I changed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, and I know it's an interesting story as to, meeting your husband, Matt. I know he's listening in the other room. So, Matt, I'm going to pick on you a bit. So,
Thank you so much. I'm so excited you're going to pick on me, because he's going to love this. Thank you. So,
first of all, we were talking just beforehand. All right. First of all, he's a little bit younger than you, I heard.
Okay. So you went there. My husband is 10 years younger than I am. And in all honesty, I didn't want to go out with him because I knew he was younger than me. And the last thing I needed was another kid. Mm-hmm. But I was wrong. Mm-hmm. And the way I look at it is, my crazy and his crazy, they do well together, because not everyone understands me, and vice versa. And I always wanted more, like, not husband kid, but like kids. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was only able to have my son Paul, and now I have 4 kids. And it's awesome. I have a 10, a 13, and a 16, and they're my babies as much as my baby's my baby. So God knew what he was doing, sticking us together. At least I think he does.
Yeah, well, I think then again, I worked together with Matt on one of my rental jobs many years ago, and I thought he was a great guy. First of all, very knowledgeable, very wise, and I would never have taken the fact that the two of you were different ages, because you both seem very mature, right, very wise in both your industries. You're both very wise in your industry. So,
sorry, that was funny. Yeah, sure, yeah.
So.
Yeah. So with that, I just have the good Italian genes. I look younger. I'm blessed because of my family genes.
Yeah. Well, I grew up around a lot of those Italians in the Northeast PA bit, and let me tell you, I know all about how their genes hold up. So,
yeah.
So you're really branched out into something new, which I want to talk about today. And that is, all right, I noticed you're doing a podcast. All right. You know what I mean? You're doing a show as well using StreamYard like we are.
Thank you. You actually, before you sugarcoat over that, that you were instrumental in helping me figure out. I mean, even though I worked in TV for years, doesn't mean that translates into setting up a podcast, video cast type process. So thank you for introducing me to StreamYard and kind of telling me how you strip the audio. I mean, you made it so easy. So thank you for that. I have to make sure people understand that helped me immensely.
Cool. So
I love the haircut too, just for the record. Stacy, you're right.
I haven't seen Stacy in a long time, but anyway, yeah.
Anyhow, so in answer to your question, yes, thank you very much for that. And I did start a couple of months ago. A few years ago, decided that hiding behind the veil of, life is perfect and I have no issues, it just wasn't working anymore. I've had panic disorder and OCD and anxiety for 30 years and hid it. And hid it well from the public, didn't hide it well from my family. My son inherited it, but then it's when my daughter with Matt started having issues, and I'm like, they want to immediately put these teens on Xanax and Klonopin and antidepressants, and keep in mind their bodies are still growing. They have the hormonal this going on, and I just wanted something natural that could be that safety net. So thank you to my husband. I took all and I dove very deep into learning about what works, what doesn't work, and flavors and what you can tolerate when you're having a panic or an anxiety attack. And long story short, birthed Anxiety Aid and Panic Aid. And then the show is just really where my heart is, being open and honest about living with what I've got. My husband has been on the show. He's bipolar. He's talked about what that's like, because there is an ebb and flow you have to have when you both have a mental disorder. I hate the word illness. It's just so wrong. Anyhow, that's where I'm at. And Coping Convos is on every week. And I talk with counselors, psychiatrists, others who suffer on just, you're not crazy and you're not alone. There's so many of us right here.
Well, I personally think it is good, Cheryl, because, I've learned through this that I've got issues in life. I'm not perfect, right? And we all do. And so often I used to dismiss people with problems and go, come on, just get over it. And I realized, oh my God, I've got issues of my own that I've got to get past. So, you found the issues and you found ways to get through them. All right.
It took a long time, Tim. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I mean, and coming out with it was hard too, because then people are like, I had no idea. Then, we live in this social world where everyone looks through that social lens, and they've seen people have, and I'm going to do air quotes. I'm sorry. I know they don't translate podcasty, but I'm doing air quotes. People will film their panic attack. Now, I'm not saying they're not panic attacks. I'm saying for real panic attack people like myself, there's no way in God's green earth my brain is going to say, pick up the phone when I'm laying in the fetal position, praying to not die on the floor. It's just not going to happen. So I come from a very truthful place, because I know where I've been. I know where my son has been. I know through my husband's eyes, he shares what that brain is like. But it's a blessing, because look how creative we are. We're a little cuckoo, But you got all that creativity. You
Yeah.
have to look at it the happy way.
Well, I mean, and do you find that in creative people, I know I'm very creative as myself. Do you find in creative people there's usually an issue like this?
Well, there's ADHD, there's mental illness spans a lot. It's not just social anxiety, whatever that thing is that keeps you inside. I do believe that creative people have learned to split their brain, so to speak. Like, Dr. Minrith isn't around anymore, but he was amazing. And I did a lot of work with him with booklets and stuff. But he would say, Cheryl, it's a blessing and there's this much of a curse, because it's a blessing because, look, you can manage multiple things. You're so creative. Looks like you are, Tim. We can do a lot of different things. We're mud. But the bad side is that same brain can obsess and focus on all the wrong things and take you down a path you don't want to go. So it's capturing that and going, but the first step is talking about it. This right here was the hardest thing for me to do 2 years ago when I started. And actually it was more like 6 months ago when I finally went all in and just said, you know what? I don't care. I'm not any of these fake people that I see. They have no idea what it's really like. They're doing their little pretend world. And real world is different. It's hard for a lot of people right now. A lot of people are really struggling. Kids going back to school, they don't know what to expect. They're nervous. Parents, no jobs. What are we going to do? So there's a lot going on mentally right now for a lot of people.
Well, I mean, and let's take this back. I mean, you talk about getting serious with it. All right. And the struggle.
I almost put my sunglasses on yesterday. Yeah.
So the struggle of, of coming out with this. I mean, you and I are work with in the PR and the online world. We work with some pretty, I don't want to say fake people in this town, because a lot of them are really great people in this town, but some of them are like, really, there's a persona that they put out on TV and they put out on social media in our town. Not saying who they are. I'm not going to pick on anybody, but we've been around them. All right. And like, did you get to the point of being around them that you want to go home and go, oh my God, let me take a shower. I feel like I want to wash off that crap. You ever got that way?
Not me. And let me tell you why, because I'm that servant heart. I'm like, how can I help you? I, on the other hand, was the doormat, so to speak, because I would do anything to help my friends. I'm a very loyal person and I would do anything for anybody. And that's part of that, why would anyone want to be friends with me? Because I may or may not show up, because if I have that panic attack, you don't know.
Yeah.
If Cheryl's going to be there. But on the other hand, some of the people were really there for me and made me get out of my shell and made me go to events I didn't want to go to, just to say, you can do this, get your clothes on, we're going. So, but taking that lens off of looking at yourself through other people and, needing their, you're doing good, ain't going to happen. Mostly in Texas, mostly in this area. You know what? I'm going to step out, Tim, and say, I think it's just a narcissistic world we live in. I don't even think it's just Texas. I think everyone feels like, whether I'm TikTok famous or what can I do? But so many people don't have the chutzpah to do that. Yeah. And that doesn't make them less than, just makes them human.
Yeah. So we definitely all have issues, and Cheryl, huge kudos to you for working constantly to find ways to make it work positively in your life. Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you, Stacy. Having my Matt coming open with him being bipolar is probably the most pivotal, because I got a lot of slack from people when I first found out about all that. Oh my God, he's bipolar. You got to get out of there. You got to run. You're going to get hurt. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, all this stuff. And it jades your image, and you just have to stop and go, this is ridiculous. He's a human like I'm a human. His brain works different. I have to know what that brain is like so we can communicate together and it not be, listen, he got on medication 2 years ago and it's been night and day. Does it make someone perfect? Medication does not make someone perfect. It gives them a help. That's all. Yeah. Just like I take stuff so I leave the house, or I'd be home more. I'm home a lot, but I'd be home more. Let me just say that. So,
well, yeah, I'm the introvert personally, and as a speaker, people are shocked when they hear that about me. And I kind of see that in you. It's like when you're in public, I almost feel that we're bubbly in a way in public, is because we were trying to mask it. We were trying to hide who we really were.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Is Matt that way too, or is?
Matt is very good he's not a big fan of big things, nor am I, but he actually does better than I do. When we get out in a public scenario, it just depends. When I'm working an event, I am, I'm all that in a bag of chips because I am in my zone. I am.
I've seen you light up at events, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like you're the star in the room.
Because it's not me.
Yeah.
See, I'm doing something for someone, which is my happy place. And I'm on a mission to make whatever this is I'm working on be all that and then some. So I'm my brain isn't thinking of what I look like or what I'm doing because I'm in a mode of working. So yes, that has helped me immensely. But if it's for social reasons, that's where the trouble happens. That's where I may or may not be able to make it.
So you did some discovery. All right. You've got these anxiety aids and this panic aid. All right. Is this something that you discovered, or is it something you partnered with someone, or, you know what I mean?
No partners. No partners. It took a long time, a lot of learning, not trusting people in certain industries, because it is I've learned that just any nutraceutical or any bottled product, whether it be a tea or milk, there is a lot of legwork that goes into anything that is sold people. But yes, we had my poor son, Matt, we have drank more samples of this stuff to get to this point. So now when I send it to people, if it doesn't work, tell me. I want to know immediately, and I've not had that. Yeah. I've had money back guarantee. What can I do for you? It is natural. This one, just so you know, doesn't have CBD. I have a lot of officers. I just actually, one of my officers down in San Antonio just ordered 15 bottles because they have rough days. They get back and they just want to, chill out, but they're scared of CBD. The other two have CBD, not THC, but I get the fear factor. I understand it. You don't have to explain it to me because I have the same issue. I'm scared to try something new.
Yeah, same here. I'm scared to try something new. So yeah.
So Matt laughs at me. I'll keep it next to my bed. And like 2 nights ago, I had a rough night and I just drank half of it. And he goes, well, good night. Because he knew within 20 minutes I was going to be out. I wasn't going to care anymore. So it works well. And you can read the reviews if anyone has questions. It's magnesium, ashwagandha, lavender, chamomile, all the natural stuff that you need to, and it's in a drink.
So put that product up close there, so they can see it again real close to the camera. And I'm gonna.
Anxiety aid is the non-CBD version, and panic aid has a little bit of CBD, but all the other natural stuff. And then PM is the final. And this is the strongest. This is my husband's favorite. I have to hide this because they'll be gone in my house.
And you know what I mean? When you talk about the fear of new products, all right. So, this is an instance I've had, and maybe you get some other people you're helping with this, is I have epilepsy, a form of epilepsy, seizure disorder. And when I first discovered it, I was having a problem sleeping. And back then it was like the early 90s. I was taking like Tylenol PM to go to sleep. And that triggered my second seizure. Yeah. And ever since then, I've not touched a PM product. I was like, oh,
you know what's funny? It's funny you say that because my husband has had issues with PM. A lot of people can't sleep. Actually, it's my son's favorite as well. His anxiety panic hits him worst at night. So he knows it. And I just give him like a jug this big so he could just self-serve. It's my son. He helped me kind of, So long story short, it doesn't have a ton of melatonin. A lot of people get very groggy on melatonin and it doesn't have that. So it doesn't make you feel groggy. It doesn't make you feel like you just, took Tylenol PM or something. My husband he'll take a lot of it. He's a ginger. I'm sorry, but gingers need more than normal people. It's true. And that's it. My daughter takes all time. And then when my sons, Peter and Gerald, when they want to turn around, like, summer, what did our kids do? They were up all night.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So you got to get them set back. I would knock them out. And then they would go, thanks, I'm okay now.
So, but in that, all right, are there other things that you, in your realm of helping people, are there other things that you do, exercises people should do on a regular basis, mental things they should do, meditation, things like that you recommend as well?
I recommend all that. Well, I recommend getting a counselor or getting a psychiatrist to give you a proper diagnosis.
Okay.
I love my family physician with all my heart, but I don't go to her to figure out what's wrong, because I did that initially and I was told everything and then some, but none of it was reality. When I went to a psychiatrist and got the right, I don't know what the word is, the right term for what my panic disorder, my OCD, like I didn't know what was going on with me. I just thought I was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to lock me up. But to know what I'm fighting against and understanding that's how my brain works has helped me immensely. But that's always my first thing. Oh, look at you. Everyone loves does any of them help with ADHD? In answer to that question, my daughter's ADHD as well. And it helps you focus, but that's just one of the bonus side effects, if that makes sense, because it's taking you from here where your thoughts are all over the place and it's bringing you down so you can catch that breath. You can think. And in answer to your question, Tim, with people being scared about taking a new product, I have given away more bottles than I'd care to share. And I know my husband hates it when I do that.
Yeah.
But I understand what it's like. Someone will order one bottle and I'll throw in a second because I feel bad. Because I know they're going to take maybe a sip because they're scared, or a half, and they go, oh, wow, that was great. I wish I would have just taken it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had people cancel an order and send it. I want, my number one goal is helping people. Yes, I need to get paid. I can hear my husband like in the back of his head yelling at me. It's important that we help everyone right now, whether it's your 14-year-old going back to middle school and doesn't know how to go back to school. They're terrified to leave the house. Yeah. Or you know what? It could be yourself. Me, when I fly, I'm double fisted. You said you flew. My mom and I got on the plane to California and I had this and I opened it. As soon as I got in, I felt the thing closing.
Yeah.
Like I got in my seat and I'm like, it was like slow motion. And I just opened it and I started drinking it. And the flight attendant's like, you starting early there, honey? I guess he thought it was one of the little alcohol bottles.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I have issues flying and I have to a lot because I travel to speak. And flying during this COVID stuff is the first time I really got so freaked out about it.
Yeah.
But I promised a friend I would do it because I drove his car back here from California for him because he was moving here to Texas. So I was like, I promised him I would do it. So I'm like, okay, I got to get out of Tim's comfort zone and go do this. I get on the plane and I'm like, what do I do to mentally get myself prepared? And like when I get on a plane, the first thing I do when I get on a plane, I always fly early so I can do this, is I have a drink. I'm like, bring me a Bloody Mary, bring me, some Jack. Like, that's me. I'm not an alcoholic, but like I'll get myself slightly buzzed because being on an airplane starts to buzz me a little bit. So,
yep.
And that's what I've done. In this case here, I knew my fear. My fear was, and I still have it. This is my fear. I can't take being, I'm claustrophobic.
I posted, I don't know if you saw it, but mask anxiety is real. I posted that, I think 2 days ago, because I have the same problem, Tim. I am claustrophobic, but I have to get out and do stuff. So, I buy them bigger purposely so I can pull them away from my mouth a little bit. Because first of all, you've just dropped a landmine because people freak out when you mention mask anxiety, like, just do it. We're not talking about whether we're wearing them or not. We're talking about the reality. If you have an issue wearing a mask, we should not be chastised. I have mask anxiety. I hate it. I've almost had panic attacks in the store. I have to go in the corner and just lift it and okay, you're okay. We're okay. You have to get through that. So I can't imagine flying with it. Just so you know, I don't know how you did that. But I'm giving you some before you fly next time.
Here's my newest thing that I always have with me. I always have a bandana, and if I go out, I just first of all I put it here. And one of the reasons why I do is I can get it off if I'm panicking real quick. And you know what I mean? But that's it. I mean, that's the main thing that I learned in this, Cheryl, was we all have issues in life. I mean, at first I was like, oh my God, Tim, what the hell is wrong with you? And I realized, wait a minute. Name somebody who's perfect, Tim. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
And all of us have issues of some sort or another. And this is a very unique fix for issues. And I love that, you know what I mean? I'm probably not going to need it as much as you.
No, it's a natural fix. But you know what, like I said, when they were telling my, then 14-year-old daughter to get on meds, I'm like, there's got to be something. Yeah. And this is not a cure. This is not a prevention. It doesn't predict when they're going to hit, because by God, if it predicted when my panic attack was going to hit, holy Lord Jesus, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a helper. My son says it's like a tool in his toolbox. When it hits, he knows. I have people who were terrified. They carry it with them now, like a blanket, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And they know they have it. Yeah. So most of the people who buy it from me are like, this is in my stash. When crap hits fan, I go.
So, and are the bottle sizes that you have of it, are they small enough to take on the plane now?
They're 2 ounce, purposely 2 ounce. Yeah. This is either 2 or 1 serving, depending on you. I can drink 2 sips and I'm fine, but I'm a weenie. I'm like little, framed, so to speak. I'm petite like my mom. So, but Matt, 6'3", he's
a big guy.
He'd need the whole thing. That's what I'm saying, is you need the whole thing. So that's why people ask me, and I'm like, it's not a science where I could tell you exactly, because every single person's body is different. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All I can tell you is everyone who's ever used it is happy. I use it. Yeah, my son uses it. Yeah, my friends use it. I mean, I give it out a lot, but it is a natural product that is just good to have when something's coming up, whether it's speaking. Some people can't speak. I have some actors out in California that take it because they know that they could take it before something, and it just enough.
Cool. So a lot of people, commenting on this, and those people commenting about my hair, you just haven't seen me in a long enough.
No, that's true, because you look great, but I get it. There's so many.
It'll go back to you tenfold. Through the law of reciprocity will shine through one way or another. I love that. So that's exactly what you're giving this away right now to some people as free samples, and that's going to come back to you, because every successful business, and you probably believe this as well, in years in PR, every successful business is there to serve a need. You got in the business to serve a need, and the financial reward for that is in the fact that you provided a need. You didn't get in this to get rich. You got in this to fulfill a need.
You can't, because you spend every dime that you own. It's like, I'm always buying small batches. We keep it a small batch product right now, because to go to, 10,000 plus, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars, and they wanted it. You see, and that's kind of where learn who you work with, because it is that they want to make everything cheaper. Oh, we'll get the ingredients from China. Oh, we'll water it down. Oh, we'll do that. No.
Yeah.
This isn't about that. This is first and foremost, it has to work. And then second is, my dream, Tim, and we'll get there, is to have a charity where all it does is pays for people to have counseling, psychology, if you need a psychologist, to get your meds, and then pay for the meds. Mm-hmm. The meds are now. Some people have to be on meds. Not everybody.
Yeah.
And I can tell that there's some people who may not agree with this about Big Pharma. But my husband is on Vraylar, a bipolar medication, which he has brought up on our show. I'm not, doing something behind his back. That is $1,600 a month, Tim.
Wow.
We can't afford $1,600 a month. Even before Corona, maybe, but now, no. But they have a program where you can fill it out. Your doctor can help you, and you can. But my point being is, how about the people who don't have that?
Yeah, yeah.
And they're running the streets, bless their hearts, unable to calm that manic or that depression where they end up committing suicide. This is serious, where we need to take it as we need to help people, because suicide, as you know, has gotten out of hand lately.
Yes. And I was worried through all of this that it was going to get worse. So that's why.
And it has.
Yeah.
It's not. And again, that's why talking about it is the best thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it less scary.
Yeah.
You're not going to get locked up in a straitjacket like this.
And the fear of being enclosed in spaces and stuff, that would scare me even more, getting put into a jacket.
But think about it. That's what you think when you go. You're like, they're going to look at me and go, honey, you're certifiable. Yeah. Your custom jacket will be in the back on your way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what goes through your head, but it's so not real. And just FYI, if anyone has suicidal thoughts, you can text. I just learned this the other day. 741. You tag anyhow, or you can call the 800 number. They're wonderful people, and they will deal with you.
Yeah,
and talk with you and help you.
Yeah, and this is something I don't know. If you tell me what you know about a friend of mine whose car I drove back, this is what they actually gave me.
Do you know what that is?
What is it?
It's just magnesium.
Okay,
that's one of my ingredients.
That's what I thought. So when I actually saved one of them when I knew I was going to talk to you today.
I've done it before. I've tried it. For me, when I get to that point, and this was a big thing about making it a 2-ounce drink and the flavor. Mm-hmm. First thing is, when you're having anxiety or panic, the throat closes up, you feel nauseous. Some people pass out, the sweating. Counting drops or having to make something, probably not going to happen. Drops, you can't count. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying your brain is in the middle of trying to keep together.
Yeah.
So it's a light mango peach flavor. It's not too sweet. There's no sugar in it, no gluten. It's vegan. It's all those wonderful things. But it was just simple. Mm-hmm. You know what they say? Keep it simple, stupid. Back in the day, you shake it, you drink it. I can't make it that's as simple as it gets.
That's where is it? Okay, that's why we have this as our brand, which I just popped up there in the corner. But anyway,
and yes,
easy marketing.
It needs to be simple. People think they need fancy everything. No, people can't see through that clutter anymore. We're less than goldfish now. We're like what? 5 seconds as humans. Goldfish are like 7 attention span. That's true. Don't tell anyone I told you though.
I just thought of something. I wanted to write it down to make sure I fit that in there in my questionnaire.
I'm scared.
So you know what I mean, Cheryl. I want you to tell everybody really what where they can find the product. All right, what the website is, things like that. So,
okay, Anxiety Aid or PanicAid.com. Aid with an E, like he has there. Everything is sold on the website for a better price. Free shipping after 30, etc. I am on Amazon and I am on Etsy as well. But and I'm in like some local doctor's offices, but I'm very careful where I put my product. One, I don't want it to go more expensive. I don't make a lot per bottle because I wanted it to be cheap enough where anybody could buy, period. Anybody. So you can find it, like I said, in a few doctor's offices, but it's mainly online right now with the world we live in. It's just.
Well, the fact that it's on Amazon is cool too, because Amazon is the place to be right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually have Anxiety Aid on Prime. Panic Aid is not on Prime because of the ingredient. But Anxiety Aid's on Prime. You can get Anxiety Aids there. As a matter of fact, another one sold earlier today. Things are selling. And like I said, if people are curious, I get it. Ask a question. You don't have a question. You want to talk about what you think it is? Let me know. I answer all the questions. I take it very personally. And I just want to help people. And if it helps you get past something, then I did my job.
Yep. And when is your podcast and your show that you're putting out right now talking about this?
Coping Convos is every Friday night at 8 p.m. I have like I said, my husband will probably be on Friday. I also have a psychologist, Dr. J, who I love, who gives great tips. One of our favorite is depression is looking backward. Anxiety is looking forward.
No.
Just to put it in a night, like he gives like little bite-sized things, but there's no clear, easy way to just go, okay, I'm done. It takes years. I mean, I've been in counseling. I finally dedicated myself 2 years ago to go through it. And it's what gave me the balls to get here today and not care what people think. If, yeah, I'm married to a bipolar man. Yeah, I got panic, and yeah, I'm a little crazy, but that's me.
I'm just saying, as a guy, I don't know if Matt's this way, but I like crazy women. I'm just saying they have an excitement to it.
Matt would probably say that, although he's crazy too. So I don't know. I'm sure he'll be talking about this as soon as I talk to him, though. He'll be going, yeah, he's right.
Well, you know what I mean? Matt and my wife, they're both redheads. So as you know, you've met my wife there. So it's like, yeah, we like crazy people. I'm just saying.
Yep. Crazy is as crazy does.
Well, Cheryl, I really thank you for being on the show today and coming in and sharing about Panic Aid and you know what I mean, and what, your show that you have conversations and stuff on Friday. And it's been a joy getting to have you on my show.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure. And my husband walks by right now. He's like, see? Yeah, he's like, yep, he's right.
I love Matt. I think he's a great guy, man. I miss hanging out with you guys. It's been a couple years since
we'll have to do that, and I'll bring you some products.
Yeah, cool.
That way you could try it whenever, including the sleep one. Because seriously, he drinks it like, I have to yell at him. I'm like, I'm not making this for you. He's like, yes, you are. So I have to make him his own Matt version,
He's got the 55-gallon drum, is what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
He should have a 55-gallon drum. He's got his own gallon he keeps. Anyhow.
Anyway, so Cheryl, I loved having you on the show, but I want to close out with my famous this or that part about. Okay. I know, asking this or that questions to someone with anxiety. Is this a good thing or bad thing?
I don't know yet. I'm concerned. Go ahead. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. So my first one is to find out who the geeks are in the audience, and that is Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Okay, yeah. When you're riding in the car nowadays, would you rather listen to a podcast or music?
I listen to both. That's not fair. It depends how long my drive is. Mm-hmm. Short distances, I usually do music. Mm-hmm. Longer than 20, I usually do a podcast.
Who's some of the podcasts you listen to in the car right now?
Well, I have to say you.
Yeah.
And then I listen to a lot of mental health podcasts to see what people are saying and who I do or don't agree with, or listen to a lot of preaching as well. Just positive, happy, you can do it kind of stuff, Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm that way, too. I listen to a couple bloggers like me, as well as now my favorite that I found recently is Mike Rose.
Good.
He's got one out now. It's like almost like the rest of the story, but it's something different. But anyway, the way I heard it or something like that.
Yeah, I've listened to a few. Okay, that wasn't bad. What else you got? Because I'm scared. Or was that it?
Okay. No, we still got about 6 more here. So,
okay, go ahead.
Mountains or beach if you're going on vacation? Beach.
Hands down.
Okay. Now you do live in Texas, so we go into the food products and we go taco or hamburger.
Hamburger.
I know. I'm a hamburger guy, but oh my God, have you had Fuzzy's tacos? Oh my God.
I love Fuzzy's tacos. So good. I'm from up east, so hamburger pizza would be my first calls. I love tacos, don't get me wrong, but it's in order.
Oh, okay. So nowadays, would you rather wear yoga pants or dress up?
How about shorts? Where's the yoga shorts? I'm in that age where menopause is here and I'm warm all the time. Yeah. So yoga, anything, no makeup. This is how much I love Tim that I actually put some on. But yeah, the easier, the better, because you know what? It's really who you are.
Cool. How about if you go out for a drink? Are you a wine drinker or beer?
Neither. I would have a mixed drink if I drank.
Oh, okay. So you drink some of my moonshine, right?
Actually, my husband made some as well. At one point, it's been, I don't know, what do you call it? Like fermenting or sitting in its bottle. You don't, just seeing the bottle gets you drunk. I don't go near
it. Another thing Matt and I may have in common.
Yes, that's something y'all need to talk about because that was the whole thing. He making that. So,
how about this one here? I know the Italian in you's got to answer this. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes or no?
Authentic pizza, no. But since my son eats it on his pizza, I'm kind of scared to say don't. I think that if you like it, go for it. But then again, the pizza down here isn't like the pizza in New York anyhow. So it's really,
There's nobody who has pizza down here like there's a place that I go to over here on Frankfurt and the Tollway, Angelo and Vito's.
Okay. I've heard about this place, but I have not been to this place. I can tell I like. I'll get there just because I like the thin. It's just something less. But yeah, no, when I go to New York, I literally just eat the whole time. The knishes, the hot dogs, the pizza. I just eat food.
Yeah. See, that's what I miss about the Northeast. I was from Philly, and Philly, it's the cheesesteaks and the street pretzels.
Oh, no, forgot about those.
Oh, my God. The street pretzels are so good. And a hot dog out of a vendor's cart. I don't care where you're at. That is the best hot dog.
I forgot about that. Maybe down in Texas it'd be gross, but I'm sorry. I grew up on those. And the hot knishes with the mustard. I mean, I just yum. Okay, you got me hungry now. Go ahead. What else?
All right. We got two more here, and this is the controversial one that we'll see which one Matt likes and which one you do. Does the toilet paper go over on the roll or under?
Over. Always over. As a matter of fact, I flip it if it's not right. But I'm OCD, so keep in mind, I'm the one who cleans everything and organizes. And I use a towel once. We had a whole conversation about this in my family. I don't take a shower and use a towel and hang it.
Oh.
One time I touch it.
It goes in the wash.
Yeah.
So I asked that question. We had a girl on in back in April from New Hampshire, and single girl. And she says, hey, listen, I'm single. All right. If I'm dating a guy and I go to his house and have to change that toilet paper from under to over 3 times, I'm breaking up with him. This relationship is going nowhere.
Yeah, no, I'm not that bad. But then again, I'll just do it myself. I mean, you can't expect everyone to be you. Thank you, Jesus, for that, because I don't want everyone to be me. No. I'm me, and they, if they could just not pee on the seat, I'm happy.
Yeah. The other thing I've had on that one, Cheryl, is I've had the most peaceful, calm people on my show. When you ask them that question, the fangs come out. Over, it's like.
No, I'm not that bad, but over. Yeah.
My last one here, and I think Matt's in the back. He wants to know which to go out and buy tonight, and that is boxers or briefs.
For him or me?
Either one. I don't care.
Oh, he is a boxer brief guy.
Yeah, it's not what he is. It's what you like.
Me? Oh, I like boxer briefs. Heck, I steal them from him. I mean, they're comfortable.
See?
I'm sorry. I like them.
It's not that hard. See, it's a fun quiz.
No, you got me a little nervous there. Like it could be, controversial. I'm like, oh, that's what I need.
No, there's controversial questions that I know about you that I would never ask.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for that, because you know what? That was then. This is now.
Yeah. No, that's designed to be a fun quiz. It's a fun way, and almost every question there has like this side conversation that can go somewhere.
That's me. I'm a chatty Cathy.
Yep. So one more time, make sure everybody knows your website, both the audio and the video people. So and share your models on the video, and then make sure we pronounce your website correctly.
PanicAid.com or AnxietyAid.com. $4.99, $5.99. PM is $6.99. All you have to do is, if you have a question, send us a message. We're all over social media, same names. I am at Cheryl Panics because my last name is long. So at Cheryl Panics is my social. If you have any questions about the product, we will be happy to answer them.
Cool. Well, I want to say thank you guys for coming in. Thank you.
you. I will share it, and thank you, Tim. You've been awesome.
You bet. You bet. So to you, the listener, please go check out Cheryl. Go over and check this out, especially if you need help in this area right now. This is a critical solution to a problem. All right. And you need to go check it out if this is the issues you're having. All right. It's panicaid.com. And I'm Tim Gillette with the Tim Gillette Show. Be sure and go and subscribe to our YouTube channel right now. And go to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts with the TimGilletteShow.com.
It'd be over here.
Yeah, it's over here. Yeah, somewhere. Until next time, when I bring you another great guest. All right, I'm Tim Gillette, and we'll see you later.